So I've got the mobility scooter out today. Petrol engine, cut a few bits off of here, in install. Just placed it in there. What I'd like to do is get that engine a bit further back, cut a piece of this here, slide the engine back a bit further, which gets that nice and tight against that other cog. Then we can start making some mounts. That's it right there. And that is that bit taken care of. That's that bit lopped off. So yeah, that's sort of how it's going to be sitting, I reckon. And then I've got to see if this actually works. I haven't got it running yet, but...
Wait, what? You haven't got it running yet?
I can't see no reason why it's not going to work.
Just a message for future FPV Freaky. Make sure you get things running first.
So, yeah, I'm going to be having to get this engine running, and then I'll know whether it works or not.
Mate, it's not working.
Otherwise, this will absolutely be pointless.
Can I get a rewind?
I want a quiet, stealthy mobility scooter. Just change my plans. The mobility scooter is not going petrol anymore. So right now I've made a jig, putting him in a configuration of 12. Going to be a 24S battery. I've got over 300 cells. Obviously though I've got to then build the pack, then spot weld them all together to make one big battery. So we're up to about 20S right now. Got more to charge, some in the charger. As soon as they're done, I can then start building the batteries for that to complete that. It's absolutely massive right now. Just to put this in perspective, right, see how big this battery is. Right, that's 2 foot. Okay, I've got another cell to go in there yet. Those ones are left to charge. That will be my last cell in the last battery. So nearly a 2 foot battery, a huge battery. The joys of having not very good tools when you need the good tools. Just blew up 2 spot welders. So I've ordered another spot welder, and that should be with me in a few days, hopefully. So the other spot welders arrived. It is good, but it's not good enough for what I want it to do. And a consistent weld. Yeah, it's not going to be good enough. So I've just ordered a Glitter 811H. It is very good. And this is 0.3 gauge nickel. So I want it to be consistent, and I want good work on the batteries that I build. That is just not good enough for what I need it for. It'll be good for like small repairs, like repairing the Makita battery, which I've done with it. So I know that it can repair, but it's just not good enough for what I need it for. And look what's just arrived. Lovely jubbly. So this is going to be for the mobility scooter, 428 sprocket. If you do want one of these, or you do want, because you have to buy 2. I bought this off of Alibaba. Mr. Nick Wong, I'll put the link below. He is the person to deal with. He's a superb dealer. You deal with him direct, and this is where I got my motors from, even from the motorbike. A little picture up there for you. I've ordered loads of motors off of him for stuff. So yeah, brilliant guy, very honest, good guy, Mr. Wong. So this is the QS90 mid-drive motor, 120 to 135 newton meters of torque. Specified rated power is 1000 watts, but I can easily push 7 to 8 kilowatts out of this motor. So I've just got my sprocket 428 45 tooth. I'm now going to do a mod so that I can make my life easier. On my Bamboo Labs, I've just created this little template so that it'll be easier to get the center of the sprocket. Now that's printed off, I've now drawn the template and the PCD for my sprocket ready for the axle. Drill bit's just arrived. My plan is to get the center of this outer ring, drill a hole in the center of a piece of wood and line that up with the hole. I can line the sprocket up with the outer ring of the diameter I've just marked, and then I'll have my center for the sprocket. That will be cut out. All I have to do then is drill out where it's going to bolt to the axle. that is one of the cells done. Now just another 23 to go. This thing is an absolute beast. It really does do the job. So yeah, lovely. Right, I'm going to get one of these other ones. That is all the strips of cells done. I've doubled them up and now I'm going to spot weld them together just to make it easier to when I build the battery. I can then pair them together up top and then yeah, just makes it a lot easier. That's what I'm going to do now. And as you can see, there is insulation down between the batteries. That is a 2-foot battery and this is a mammoth task to do. So yeah, this is the biggest battery I've ever built. One complete, and I've done a few more there as well. So I've got to do another 16, and then I'll be able to do the tops. So I've found that 0.3 gauge nickel strip wire, and this setting, so you do it on number 30. I've got mine on automatic. This is a real good starting point if you don't want to blow holes in your nickel strip. A really good setting. So yeah, look, I'll show you what it's like. Beautiful spot weld, and they're very strong, and that's only on 30. So yeah, that's what I've found. Nice setting for 0.3 gauge nickel strip. So that's one pack done. I've got all the others done, and now all I've got to do is add them gradually so that it builds the whole pack up, and then yeah, that'll be a complete battery pack. That is completed. It's taken ages to get this battery to this stage. So here we've got 0.8 millimeters of copper, and I'm going to put them into strips like this, 40 mil each side, and that should dissipate any heat, and they will be doubled as well. So here I've got all my bus bars ready for spot welding, and my nickel strips are ready, and now I'm just going to cut to it all. So the next thing you'll see is it all complete. I've just finished the last bus bar is absolutely massive. Now I'm going to wire the BMS in and do all the other good stuff. So there we go, that is all wired in. I just need to tidy up some foam bits, make sure they're all good, cover it, make sure it's all good, tidy. That's that bit done. It's all working in the Ant BMS. I'll show you the Ant BMS, hang on. There we go, there's the Ant BMS. I've just put a little bit of charge into it. I've set it all up in the BMS app, and they're all managing their cell groups, so they're all balancing. So I put the automatic balancer on it, so that's good. Nothing abnormal on all 24. Do all the other details up here, the difference. You got the minimum, your average, and then you got your maximum. So yeah, cool. There we go. That is the battery wrapped. I've wrapped it in that fibre tape, which is quite strong. And now what I'm going to do is I've got some angle aluminium, which I'm going to support in putting it on there so that the battery is rigid and it doesn't flex when I'm using the mobility scooter. Then I'm going to wrap it. So here you can see I've got the wrap for the battery. Didn't know whether it would fit properly, but it did perfectly. So very happy with that. And the final weigh in battery is 26 kilograms. So there we go. That is the battery inside the mobility scooter. That's how big that is. I don't know if you can probably see that on there, but I've also got a motor in there, temporary. You have to weld the plate on there, and the chain is on there, so that all runs smoothly. And I've got some adjusters. I can move it backwards and forwards. I can change the sprocket. I've got a 31 tooth on there at the minute. I've yet to drill the holes for, I forget what size this one is, 54 probably, I don't know, I can't remember, 47, 46, something like that. So that one I have to adjust. I have to cut some of this out, so I'll have to reinforce this and the other section in there. So I'm going to test it on this one first, see how well it does. This one's probably going to be for range. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Got the brake on there, little cable brake. I will be putting probably an Ultra B brake on there or something. I will be building something else, guys, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, it's going to be something else, alright? So just like the video, subscribe, and watch my other videos as well. The motor is in there. Look at that. Sweet. Super happy right now.